In today's video, we're going to blend 25 Mildliner highlighters together to make the prettiest color palettes. That way, even though you only have 25 colors, you can have a lot more colors besides that. I'm Jenny from Jenny's Crayon Collection. I help you guys find the coolest art supplies for whatever project you're doing. And when I started this, I had to do this video a few times because I kept making mistakes to the chart, and then I did it too saturated so they weren't highlighters anymore. And I'll show that video in fast motion as we go through here. But I was like, I have to redo this. I have to use them like highlighters because that's how you're going to be using them if you like bullet journal or if you do some other stuff with them in your planners. Just did one highlight and then I went over with the second highlight and the colors turned out super pretty. Let's get going.
Here is our box of Mildliners. Aren't they so pretty? We are going to combine these to make lots of different pretty colors today. Here is the chart. And I have done this before, but it's not as pretty. I wrote the names in, but the chart is pretty. We're going to make it a little bit prettier than this one, a little bit different. I have an idea so I can tell what color is coming because it's really hard to see what the original color is. And I was trying to do this with some tape I got. It was from Amazon. I wanted to create this cool look, but it was taking off the paper. So I'll have to look for some different tape to do swatches with. It's like, oh, that looks like a cool idea, but it didn't like me very much.
This is what the super saturated ended up looking like. I went over it once with the highlighter. I couldn't really find a really fast, good way to put it down. And it ended up being, because the marker didn't really absorb into one another, you can really see a lot of streaks in here. And then I started, outlining each square when I was doing the blending, and that looked okay. And then the last time I went over it, I was like, oh, I can just highlight them all in a row. And that ended up looking super streaky. So then I ended up having to go over it. So this whole chart ended up being super streaky and super saturated. And I was like, I can't show this as a video. I have to show the right way to do it.
And this time I'm only going to do it's going to be a combination. So instead of looking so haphazard, I'm just going to go from this side to this side, one mark. It'll be a lot easier. I won't have to fill it all in. If you want, I can post this on my website, whatnot. My yellow is not really working very well, so that'll be interesting. But we are going to start this again. This is like the 5th time today, by the way. I have done this so many times. All right, but this is going to be simple, simple, simple. What I'm going to do is I am going to come up here and take the red and take the red. So this way I will know that that is red. So all I'm going to do, watch, is come over here and do one line. Right? And then since this is red, I'm going to continue this line through the whole thing. So I'll show you what I'm going to do. I shouldn't have done that. I should be straighter lines. Maybe I shouldn't have done these in the middle, but whatever. We're just going to do straight lines. That way, hopefully, it won't be crazy. Then we're going to do pink, pink. Then I'll show you what we're going to do. So we're going to come down here to pink, pink. Red is going to go over it. We're going to see if there's a difference between what color you put down first. We're going to put down our pink. We're going to try to go over it as closely as possible. And we're going to bring our pink over like this. Straight line as possible. I don't know. I'm like, I could go back and forth all day on how to do this. Honestly, but I really want to give you guys an accurate representation of these look like, and if you were going to use them, because you're mostly going to use them for bullet journaling. And I was like, I am embarrassed by that, so I'm just going to bring this over. Okay, and then I am going to go fill in the pink as closely as I can. You will get this little mark at the end, unfortunately, because that's where it stops. But It is what it is, right? Okay, next one is Vermilion. I'm like, the other one was good. I was coloring. It would have been fun, but I'm like, I don't think people are going to use this. It's just not going to be beneficial to what anyone would need. So then we come up with this one. You can bring it up a little bit, but you're going to get a little ink at the end. It's unfortunate. That's what happens. Okay. We're off to Marigold. I think of Marigold as like a more yellowy color, not this red color, but I'm doing the ones at the end so we can see what the color looks like. Okay. And then we have combine. So this is what you would do if you were using these like bullet journaling. It looks super cool. You have apricot and apricot. So I will have this chart available for you guys. I feel like I'm gonna have to buy a new thing of highlighters after all this. I've used so much of them today. Okay, apricot. So just come over here, lightly over the top, lightly over the top, lightly over the top, lightly over the top. So we're really able to see our combinations here. Then orange. So these lighter colors, actually the combinations with the lighter colors are really pretty. As you're already seeing with the pink, that's probably my favorite combination so far. Got orange. Just bring our line across like this. Okay, and then you bring your orange up. As best as you can, follow it. Then we've got our gold, which is a lot darker. Okay. So I have the two charts. I can do it in fast motion for you guys. Maybe I'll do that. I was just like, I got to the end and I was like, I don't even know what's going on here. But we're really starting to see like these gradients coming through, which is really cool. Look at that gold with that pink. Okay. And we'll just bring this one up. So you could like do lettering and blend these together. You could do a lot. So my yellow is very, like I said, it's not like really working right now. Actually, maybe it is. I don't know. Yeah, sometimes it does. Like, see how in the middle, all of a sudden it just stopped working. It was working there for like a minute. So this is the only one I might have to go over a few times because it just wants to stop working here. There's still some in here, which is not a lot. I feel like the ink is gone. I've used it so much. Normally I would not do that with that, but this one, at first I was like, oh, it's working again, because this one looked just fine, and then stopped. So just come over. Like I said, this one's not working the best, so it's working a little bit. Okay, there we go. This is good as we're gonna get. All right, and then we got citrus green. This is actually going a lot faster than it did before too, so that's great. So it's like filling in, like coloring in. I would not recommend these for coloring, is what I learned. Citrus green, and I really don't feel like you guys want to watch I don't know. Sometimes it's like, should I put my mistakes up? So we all make mistakes. I feel like that's part of the process. It's part of the learning process. It's nice that you have someone, you know, like on YouTube, that you're like, okay, this is not how to use them. I don't, markers in general. I do like markers, but in the same sense, markers, it's hard because when you layer markers with each other, you can see how they get. Well, when you put a lot of you get all these marks on here, and not my favorite. Okay, so we're going up to citrus green now. These are just lovely colors that you can use in your planner. The other ones would not have been so lovely. At the end, I would have been like, this is not how you use them. So, learn from my mistakes. Look at how green that one looks right there. That's so crazy. Okay, so blue-green is next. I've done this so much, I've memorized the order. Okay. You can go through and like circle your favorite ones too. Ones that you want to know. Ooh, that one's pretty. So if I had a yellow that works. Yellow you can buy individually. All these colors you can buy individually. So I think that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to go buy another yellow. And Michael's I found had a lot of selection of open stock. So summer green. Okay. It's not perfect. My lines aren't perfect. It's a lot better than the last 2 or 10 I did. So even before that, I was messing up colors. It's like my last video was like, I wonder what will happen if I mess up a swatch chart, and then I messed it up, and I'm like, okay, now I know. What would happen if I messed up a swatch chart? I'd film 100 times. Okay, next is smoke blue. And I was like super zoomed in, and I realized, especially since I'm drawing these lines, it's nice to be able to see the whole thing at the same time. Okay. So anyway, I love using these in bullet journals, and this just gives us a little bit more colors. I would love for them to come out with a bunch of colors. I really like that they name them. I really like that they have 2 tips. I just wish there was a few more colors to choose from. But you can combine them. I guess one of the disadvantages combining them is if you don't get it exactly on top of each other, then you can kind of see it behind it. But so this is cyan. We're just going up with it. I like that one. It's pretty. That one's like a pretty green. If you want really dark colors, but these are not really dark colors. They're highlighters, so you're not going to want super dark colors, right? Okay, we have our blue. I like that one. They're just like, because they are, a lot of them are light, it just gives this like subtle difference. Okay. There we go. We're starting to see it. It's so pretty. And my computer's been on the fritz. I feel like this week, like YouTube. Like, I really need a new computer to do all my videos. Okay. It's just getting old. And you can't buy a graphics card. Like, under a normal year, I wouldn't need a new computer probably, but can't find a graphics card for the life of me. All right, next we have Lavender, which it is, oh, my Lavender has like a slight issue with it, so you might see it. Oh, you can't really see it. Maybe it corrected itself. I was gonna say the tip is a little funky, but maybe all that coloring before helped fix it. I don't know. But the lavender is a lot darker. Ooh, that one's pretty. Than I would imagine. So as you get farther away from where they are on the color wheel, they're going to become more brown or gray, if you're noticing that trend. Right, we're on to violet. Oops, I forgot to. And I didn't do this before, but I feel like it's super nice because then you can see what the original color is when you're looking down here and see what it's going to look like with different colors added to it. You could just leave this half blank so you can see what it normally looks like. All right, next is Magenta. Okay, let's come here. I feel like this video is taking forever. Actually, I went and talked with a friend. I was supposed to meet her. If I hadn't had to do the video 10 times, I had to realize the time. Okay, so we're on Magenta. This will be so much better than the other chart. I'm so glad I redid it for you guys. Oh, look at that. That's cool. The citrus green with this color. Some really cool color. Wow. Like, these are super cool. And these are getting close to each other again, so they're not as brown, but they're making some really cool color combinations right here. I feel like I'm messing up my highlighters, using them so much. That just means I'll have to buy more, right? We got fuchsia. So what's your favorite color combination so far? The pinks are definitely my favorite. We are on to dark gray. I should have actually moved dark gray off to the side because you'll see dark gray makes it doesn't really let anything through because it's so dark, so saturated. Oh boy, that was not very straight. Okay, and then we're here. Okay. Go. Oh, I like that one. That one actually turned out pretty good. All right. If you hear some people in the background, they're making a fort. Okay. And then we will do gray, which this one has some really good color combinations, I feel like. Just because it is like not as dark, not as black. So the tone isn't as black. So you're gonna get, the colors are just gonna get this gray hue to it. It's gonna look really pretty. I got, oh, there's stuff in the brown, but it's supposed to be there. Okay, and then we'll do brown last. Brown up here. And then we've got brown down here. We just bring it over. Then we bring it up. On this one, I didn't quite end exact at the end. Let me know if you guys get this chart, how you fill it in. Did you fill it in like I did? Did you go completely saturated? Did you go the first time where you just kind of colored it in? Did you try to make it look nice? I want to see yours too. So if you download this, make sure you reach. Ooh, I like the browns with the reds. I actually like browns with a lot of those colors. They look really nice. So what we're going to do now is we're going to come down with our reds. And you could make this like, so this is a super saturated one. You could do this kind of thing where you're going to have it be super saturated on this side. You know what? I'm kind of thinking I might do that. Because I honestly, I don't know. I hope I don't regret. Let's look at this real fast. These look pretty much the same. So we know we're going to get the same color. So let's go through here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this end right here. Actually, I don't know. Should I do this? I don't want to mess it up. You know what? I have these two charts. I'm just going to leave it like this. So this is my super saturated chart. This is my not. I'm probably going to put both of these in my book. But if you want to have like half of yours saturated, half not, I say go for it. I'm just not going to because I don't want to mess it up. I can do a video a third time. A 10th time, I mean. Ooh, I like the lemon yellow with that. So let's see how it compares. Lemon yellow with the red. So it looks a little bit different. So it does look a little different depending on what's on top. Ooh, I like that one. Okay, so that's red on top. Okay, now we're going to go to our pink on top. We already have the pink here, so now our lines are going to start to get a little bit shorter, which is nice. Ooh, I like that. Those two colors. Pink is my favorite, guys. I love how, doesn't look that great with that one, but I love how pink interacts with a lot of these colors. Oh, so pretty. Right. Next is our coral pink. I mean, there's two ways to do a chart like this. You could do like I said, one saturated versus unsaturated as opposed, or you can do top over bottom type thing. I'm going to actually do this with watercolor soon. Super excited for that video. It was one of the ones I had you guys vote, and you guys chose this one, but the other one didn't lose. Like, it wasn't like, sometimes I have you guys vote and it's like super overwhelming. Oh, that has a lot of ink at the end. Super overwhelming what choice you guys make, but definitely not that time. This is like a super dark color. Ooh, I like that one. All right, and we're on to Marigold. I like that. Some of these are okay. Next we have apricot. Okay, next we have is orange, which is a light color, so it'll be interesting to see how this interacts with some of these colors. And if there's like some colors that you know you're just not gonna like, you could redo the chart just with the ones you like too. So that way you are only seeing the ones that you want to use. It just makes it a little bit easier for you to see that. I'm so glad I redid this chart for you guys. I keep saying that. All right, and then we're off to lemon yellow next. See, it's a little bit different than that one. We get like a blue-green here. So this is what you would get if you were combining them when you're highlighting, or if you're combining them when you're doing lettering, kind of the colors that you would get. All right, let's see if this one will even go down. It's going down a little bit. I definitely need a marker. I feel like the outside goes down. Okay, I will put that on my shopping list. Okay, citrus green. Ooh, I like that one. And you'll notice that some of these colors, they're a little darker, like next to their counterparts, even though this one might be more yellow than green. It'll look different because the dominant color now is this blue-green instead of the yellow, because the blue-green was darker than the yellow, if that makes sense. But because this was about the same saturation, it will not change the color that is down as much. So you might not get, like, even though the yellow, it's more yellow, the column might not be that way. Ooh, I like that one. This gray column's really pretty right here. Okay, got this summer green. Okay, now we have oh, that was supposed to be smoke blue. Oops. This is summer green. I thought I would make a mistake. Oh no. That was blue green that I put down. Oh, I'm right. I was just reading the wrong column. That's good. I'm like, I don't want to have to do this chart again. Ooh, I like that one. See how like that was, the blue-green wasn't as dark, so the colors don't change as much as when we have this more vibrant summer green color. Okay, now we're on to smoke blue. Your colors also will become a little bit more saturated because you're putting down double colors. Like if I put down double colors of my other highlighters, they would be more saturated. All right, and then blue right here. I'm like getting hungry. I started this when I woke up. That's how long I've been filming. I'm like, I'm hungry. It's lunchtime. Ooh, I like that one a lot. Okay, now we're on to Cyan. Oh, maybe I did mess that one up. Oh, I did. You know what I'm going to do? I'll note it, but I'm going to just put the blue in this column. Blue was a lot lighter, so it will change it, but not as much. So I am going to put in my Cyan. It'll change it a little bit, but they're pretty much, one's just a lighter one of the other. It's a little more green. So Cyan right here, right? Yeah. But then we can see what 3 colors would look like. I'm not redoing the chart for that. Okay, next we have dark blue. Okay, dark blue. Ooh, I like that. The purpley right here. And we're on to lavender. Let's see. Lavender's pretty. We've got our magenta. Actually, we get our violet. Okay, violet. Ooh, that's pretty. All right, the next one is our magenta. Okay, and then our last, oh, not our last one yet. We got fuchsia next. Okay. And then dark gray. This will just make it super dark. Okay. Then we've got our gray. Oh, we don't need a brown. You could go over all of these twice in the middle if you want. Let's see what it looks like. Double. So I'm going to leave these 2 charts as is. Which one do you like better? If I'm highlighting, I'm going to use this one. If I'm coloring, this one would probably be more, these are some of the tones that you can get out of these. Would I recommend them for coloring? Probably not, just because the tips seem like they might damage a little bit more with coloring. Let me know what your favorite color combination is. I really like this pink line. I really like this gray line going either way. I feel like they're really pretty. I feel like we get some really pretty color combinations in here. Some violets. Let me know what you think. Download this chart, and I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video.